Welcome to the second video in the three-part series on how to foster a fruitful moms group in your church. Today we're going to be discussing the very important role of mentorship in a moms group. So you have a great curriculum and a vision for your moms ministry, and maybe even a handful of friends that are committed to joining you. And that's wonderful. There's something so beautiful about connecting with other moms that are in the same season of life as you. Please take into consideration, though, that if you really want to foster growth in the women you serve, it is very important to intentionally include moms from all seasons of motherhood. It may not seem easy to have to bridge the gap between new moms and seasoned moms, but this relationship is very important and it's actually quite biblical. Please reference the model presented in Titus chapter 2, verses 3 through 5. The Apostle Paul very clearly lays out in these verses that older women are to come alongside younger women and teach them how to love their husbands and children. Mentorship is so incredibly valuable in the body of Christ. So, how do you, as the leader, accomplish this? Number 1. Change your own perspective of women who aren't your age. Ask yourself honestly, do you personally have close relationships with any older or younger women than you? And if not, why? Are you typically only drawn to people in your stage of life? Do you see the potential value in befriending someone who has more wisdom from life experiences? Or do you ever see a younger woman in your church as someone who could grow from a relationship with you? Begin to watch the way that older women in your church conduct themselves and maybe choose a couple that you admire and begin a relationship with them. And you might be surprised at how willing they are to open up to you, to listen to you, and to pray with you, and support you in your own mothering journey. Also, open yourself up to befriending someone younger than you and help them learn from your life experiences. Another way to foster mentorship in your moms group is to bridge the age gap in your leadership team. It kind of goes without saying that you cannot run a ministry on your own, so you inevitably must select members to serve on your team. Look for a couple of older women who love to pour into the lives of younger women. Likewise, ask younger women to serve who respect and are willing to seek counsel from older women. Don't just choose your friends. Cultivate these mentoring relationships by setting the example in your leadership team. If you don't personally know any seasoned women in your church, seek advice from your women's ministry director or another pastor about introducing you to women they know will be receptive. Oftentimes, older women feel unappreciated by younger women because they don't feel needed by them. They have the internet to answer all of their questions, right? Give these women an invitation to join the ministry by sharing your goals of mentorship with them. Tell them that they are needed. If you are able, pair up a seasoned mom with a younger mom to lead small groups in your meeting times. It's important to note that older doesn't always equal wiser, and younger doesn't always equal immature. Look for possible mentors among all ages. And number 3, the last way to foster mentorship is to bridge the age gap through your guest speakers. It's always nice to have a curriculum or a book laid out for you for maybe a season, but remember, there is so much gifting in your own church body. The Lord wants to use the talents and gifts of every person who belongs to Him for His glory. So don't exclude your own church body members to be the guest speakers of your group. You might be surprised by how many women are able and willing to teach confidently in front of a group, but maybe have just never been given the platform before. As you plan your curriculum, whether it be a video series, a book study, a prayer group, or writing your own curriculum, remember to represent the mentor relationship in your guest speakers Invite women of all ages, stages, and phases of motherhood. The younger moms will feel heard and loved, and the older moms and even some grandmas are always surprisingly blessed by their encounters from young women who desire their company. And the ones who are kind of in the middle of their mothering years also don't feel left out. I was once really surprised that a friend of mine didn't think she could attend our mom's group because she didn't have little kids anymore, and she thought she had nothing to contribute. Luckily, I was able to convince her otherwise, and I know that she was blessed as well as she was being a blessing to the other ladies that were there. It is a win-win-win scenario. This shouldn't be surprising though, of course, because the Bible encourages these relationships. Thank you for watching this video on why it's important to include mentoring relationships in a fruitful moms group. Stay tuned for the last video for tips on how to be an effective administrator of your moms group.